Welcome to the English Podcast Station. Today, we have a special video for you. This video is about Mother Teresa. It is a story of great kindness. It is a story of helping others. This video is good for English learners. We use simple words. We use short sentences. You can listen and learn new words. You can understand a beautiful story. Let's start our journey. Chapter 1, A Small Beginning. Agnes Gonçalves was born. This was in 1910. Her home was in Skopje. This city is now in North Macedonia. She was a little girl. She was full of life. Her family was loving. They taught her good values. They taught her to be kind. Her mother was a good example. Her mother helped poor people. Agnes saw this. It made a big impression on her. She learned to share. She learned to care. She went to church often. Her faith grew strong. She felt a special calling. She wanted to serve God. She wanted to help people. This feeling grew inside her. It became very clear. She decided to become a nun. It was a big decision. She was only 18 years old. She left her home. She left her family. She went to Ireland. This was her first step. She joined the Sisters of Loreto. She took a new name. She became Sister Mary Teresa. This was the beginning. Her life changed forever. She prepared for her mission. She learned many things. She learned about teaching. She learned about service. Chapter 2, Journey to India. Sister Mary Teresa felt a new pull. She wanted to go to India. She wanted to work there. This was a new dream. She arrived in Darjeeling. It was in 1929. She was excited. She was also a little scared. India was different. The culture was new. The language was new. She started teaching. She taught at St. Mary's School. It was a school for girls. The school was in Calcutta. Calcutta is now Kolkata. She taught history and geography. She loved her students. She saw their bright faces. She tried her best. She gave them knowledge. She also gave them hope. She lived inside the convent walls. It was a safe place. It was a good life. But outside the walls, there was suffering. She saw it every day. She saw poverty. She saw sickness. She saw people hungry. She saw people without homes. Her heart ached for them. She wanted to do more. She wanted to help them directly. This feeling grew stronger. It was a deep longing. Chapter 3, The Call Within a Call. One day, in 1946, something important happened. Sister Teresa was on a train. She was going to Darjeeling. She was going for her annual retreat. This was a time for prayer. It was a time for reflection. On the train, she heard a voice. It was not a sound. It was a strong feeling. It was a call from God. It told her to leave the convent. It told her to go to the slums. It told her to serve the poorest of the poor. This was a big shock. It was a difficult decision. She loved her life as a teacher. She loved the Loreto sisters. But this call was strong. It was clear. She knew she had to obey. She felt a deep sense of purpose. It was a call within a call. She called it that. She spent 2 years preparing. She sought permission. She spoke with her superiors. It was not easy to convince them, but she was determined. She knew her path. She felt God's guidance. She was ready to take a big leap. Chapter 4, Stepping Out. In 1948, Sister Teresa received permission. She could leave the Loreto convent. She could start her new mission. She wore a simple white sari. It had blue stripes. This became her uniform. It was the clothes of the poor. It showed her solidarity. She moved into the slums. It was a very poor area. She had very little. She had no money. She had no big plans. She had only her faith. She had her strong desire to help. She started a small school. It was for children in the slums. She taught them under a tree. She used a stick to draw letters. She taught them to read. She taught them to write. The children were happy. They had a chance to learn. She also visited the sick. She visited the dying. She went to their homes. She cleaned their wounds. She gave them comfort. She gave them dignity. She did not fear disease. She did not fear suffering. She saw Jesus in every person. She saw God's love in action. Chapter 5. The Missionaries of Charity. Other young women saw Mother Teresa's work. They were inspired. They wanted to help too. They came to join her. They shared her vision. They shared her dedication. In 1950, a new order was formed. It was called the Missionaries of Charity. Mother Teresa was the founder. She was also the leader. The sisters took special vows. They promised to serve God. They promised to serve the poorest of the poor. They lived a simple life. They had no possessions. They ate simple food. They worked tirelessly. Their mission was clear. They would help those no one else wanted. They would help the hungry. They would help the naked. They would help the homeless. They would help the sick. They would help the dying. They would do it with love. They would do it with joy. Their numbers grew. The work expanded. More people needed help. More sisters answered the call. They started in Calcutta, but their mission would spread. It would go all over the world. Chapter 6. Homes for the Dying. Mother Teresa saw many people. They were dying on the streets. They had nowhere to go. No one cared for them. They were alone. This broke her heart. She wanted to give them a place to die with dignity, a place to feel loved. So, she opened Caligat Home for the Dying. It was in Calcutta. She found an old temple. It was empty. She cleaned it. She made a shelter. The sisters brought people there. They found them on the streets. They were sick. They were abandoned. The sisters washed them. They fed them. They gave them medicine. They held their hands. They prayed with them. They gave them peace. They gave them comfort. Many people died there, but they did not die alone. They died knowing love. This was a great act of mercy. It showed true compassion. It was a model for others. Many people helped her. Doctors volunteered. Nurses volunteered. Others donated. They saw the good work. They wanted to be part of it. Chapter 7. Children of God. Mother Teresa loved children. She saw their innocence. She saw their vulnerability. Many children were abandoned. Many children were orphaned. They lived on the streets. They had no one. Mother Teresa opened homes for them. She called them Shershu Bavens. This means children's homes. The sisters cared for them. They fed them. They clothed them. They gave them an education. They gave them love. They found homes for them. They encouraged adoption. They wanted every child to have a family. They wanted every child to feel safe. They wanted every child to be loved. She also opened schools for children in the slums. They learned to read and write. They learned important skills. They learned about God. These schools gave them hope. They gave them a future. Mother Teresa believed every child was special. Every child deserved a chance. She saw the face of God in each child. She protected them. She nurtured them. Chapter 8. Lepers and Outcasts. Leprosy was a terrible disease. People feared it. People shunned those with leprosy. They were outcasts. They were left alone. They had no one. Mother Teresa felt deep pity. She wanted to help them. She knew they needed love. She knew they needed care. She started a leper colony. It was called Shani Nagar. This means town of peace. The sisters went there. They treated the sick. They cleaned their wounds. They gave them medicine. They fed them. They clothed them. They built houses for them. They helped them live with dignity. They helped them find work. They gave them hope. They showed them respect. They showed them that they were loved. They showed them they were not forgotten. This was a very brave act. Many people were afraid. But Mother Teresa was not afraid. She saw their suffering. She saw their humanity. She brought light into their dark lives. Chapter 9. spreading the message. News of Mother Teresa's work spread. It went beyond Calcutta. It went beyond India. People heard about her. They heard about her love. They heard about her service. More and more sisters joined. They wanted to be like her. They wanted to help. The missionaries of charity grew. They opened new centers. They opened them in other cities. They opened them in other countries. They went to poor places. They went to places of war. They went to places of disaster. They went where help was needed most. They helped people with AIDS. They helped refugees. They helped victims of floods. They helped victims of earthquakes. Their mission was global. Their love was universal. Mother Teresa traveled a lot. She spoke about her work. She spoke about compassion. She spoke about giving. She encouraged everyone. She asked them to love. She asked them to serve. She asked them to find joy in helping others. She showed the world what love means. Chapter 10: Recognition and Awards. Mother Teresa received many awards. People recognized her work. They saw her dedication. In 1979, she won the Nobel Peace Prize. This was a very big honor. She accepted it with humility. She accepted it for the poor. She said the award was for them. She said she was their voice. She asked the world to think of them. She did not keep the prize money. She used it for her mission. She used it to help more people. She also received other awards. She received awards from governments. She received awards from organizations. She became famous. But she stayed humble. She stayed focused on her mission. She did not seek fame. She sought to serve God. She sought to serve the poor. Her life was an example. It was an example of selfless love. It was an example of true peace. She showed that one person can make a difference. One person can change the world. Chapter 11: The Power of Prayer. Mother Teresa believed in prayer. It was very important to her. It was the source of her strength. She prayed every day. She prayed with her sisters. She prayed for the poor. She prayed for the sick. She prayed for everyone. She encouraged others to pray. She believed prayer changed hearts. She believed it brought peace. She believed it brought comfort. She saw God in everyone. She saw His presence. She felt His love. Her faith was deep. Her faith was strong. It guided her every step. It gave her courage. It gave her perseverance. She faced many challenges. She faced many difficulties. But her faith never wavered. She trusted in God. She trusted in His plan. She knew that God was with her. She knew He was working through her. Prayer was her conversation with God. It was her way of connecting. It was her source of power. Chapter 12: Simple Acts of Love. Mother Teresa taught simple lessons. She taught about simple acts. She said, "Not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love." This was her message. It was a powerful message. It means every act matters, even a small smile, even a kind word, even a helping hand. These small acts can make a big difference. They can bring joy. They can bring comfort. They can bring hope. She encouraged people to start small, to start in their own homes, to start in their own communities, to help their neighbors, to help their families, to help strangers, to do it with love, to do it with a pure heart. She showed us how. She lived by this teaching. She saw the sacred in every person. She treated everyone with respect. She treated everyone with dignity. Her life was a testament. It showed the power of love. It showed the beauty of service. Chapter 13: Doubts and Darkness. Even Mother Teresa had doubts. She faced inner struggles. She felt darkness at times. This was surprising to many. She was a saint to many, but she was also human. She shared her feelings. She wrote about her struggles. She felt distant from God sometimes. She felt a spiritual dryness. It was a long period. It was very hard for her, but she kept going. She continued her work. She continued to serve. She continued to pray. She did not let her doubts stop her. She did not let her darkness control her. She showed great courage. She showed great faith. This part of her life is important. It shows her humanity. It shows her strength. It shows that even great saints face challenges. It shows that faith is not always easy, but it is always worth fighting for. Her perseverance was remarkable. It inspires us all. Chapter 14. Her legacy lives on. Mother Teresa died in 1997. She was 87 years old. The world mourned her. The world remembered her. Her funeral was grand. Many leaders came. Many people came. But her work did not stop. The missionaries of charity continued. They carried on her mission. They continued to serve the poor. They continued to serve the sick. They continued to serve the dying. They are still working today. They are in many countries. They are helping millions. Her spirit lives on. Her message lives on. Her example lives on. She was canonized in 2016. She became Saint Teresa of Calcutta. Her life inspires new generations. Her words guide us. Her actions teach us. She showed us how to love. She showed us how to serve. She showed us how to find God, not just in churches, but in every person, especially in the poorest, especially in the most forgotten. Chapter 15. A simple call to action. Mother Teresa's life teaches us. It teaches us about love. It teaches us about compassion. It teaches us about service. We can all learn from her. We can all do something. We can start small. We can start today. Look around you. Who needs help? Who needs a kind word? Who needs a smile? A simple act of kindness. It can change a life. It can change your life. Do not wait for big things. Do not wait for grand gestures. Just start loving. Just start serving. Find joy in giving. Find peace in helping. That is Mother Teresa's message. That is her legacy. Let us carry it forward. Let's make our world a better place. One act of love at a time. Thank you for listening. Thank you for learning. This is the English Podcast Station. We hope you enjoyed this story. We hope it inspired you.